Right into the sparring rounds. Here's Chen running to my back immediately like a maniac. So I've got to play some possum here. I think I just tried to turtle roll under him. I have no idea how we got in that position, but kind of led to a little bolo scramble deal. I don't know what happened there. Right into guard, sitting up, picking the ankle. He rolled out of it and shot. His posture's not a good place to shoot really. Um, right into the chest wrap for me, which is good. I'm trying to work chest wrap, front headlocks, get into arm in chokes. So the way he's coming up on that single, it's pretty easy to drape over and snatch kimura grip, which is what I do here. And I'm just trying to keep pressure on it, keep it trapped. I do believe I'm looking for legs kimura Tariko Plata, something we learned this week in class, but him rolling away, I can't get to it. So picking up his back, actually trying to take the back. Sometimes they feel that back exposure and then exactly this happens. They try to lay back down. Usually an arm gets exposed at some point in that little mini scramble. Just a way to force action, I guess, like horse collar them, make them sit up. Trying to play lapel lasso here. I really like this position. I've been playing it more often. So I'm trying to play square, which means I need to have control of the pants. But I actually passed off the grip there. And that I was trying to get to a worm guard position, but him sitting back, he basically swept himself over. I guess didn't want to play any of that lapel bullshit. Back into the front head here. Chest lock. Again, trying to isolate that arm. There's a couple sequences I'm trying to work from chest wrap. I'm just not really adept at them yet. Still working on my leg dexterity in that position. But here you can see my left leg is trapping his arm to some extent. I'm trying to make sure it's dragging over. I want to get into an anaconda from here. It looks like I do have the initial, at least the start of the anaconda choke. Sometimes it's pretty tough in the gi, there's so much friction. He rolled really hard there, just rolling through. Something I'm just trying to follow the rolls when I have their arm trapped like that and find ways to continue to tighten the choke, continue to work towards the finish. I find it's a lot like a triangle. Once you start locking in, people will roll in every direction they can to try to loosen it up. So trying to find that right balance of looseness and tension to ride out the rolls. He tried to sucker drag me there, which he did last week too, so this time I was like, no, I'm not letting it happen. Went to the underhook and butterfly swept there. Now into the front headlock again. This had to be such an annoying roll for him. I was just all over the headlocks, crushing his head, poor guy. So now we're going arm the other way. My arm's going the other way for a darce. I don't think it's deep enough. And being inverted like this, I'm not as familiar with finishing mechanics. So I'm just trying to scoop under him. I think I would try to roll, and maybe even did there, but we're almost on the floor. I don't want to reset the roll. Just tried to finish inverted. It's not a good, I should have the finishing mechanics in place for it. Excuse me. Continuing the roll here. Playing lapel again, passing it under his leg and sitting into lapel half, which I learned at Legion AJJ. Shout out to Andris Bernovsky, really good teacher out there. And trying to sweep him with it. It's easy to build up here and grab pants and sweep him. Chen countered. He put a cross collar choke on me. I had to roll out of real quick, and that was it for the roll. This is Kyle. Kyle working some loose passing here. I'm just trying to stay connected. A couple points of connection. Keep my right foot from being stuffed underneath him unless I want it to go there. And now working shallow De La Hiva, just testing his balance, looking for ways to upgrade my connections. Found a little wrestle up here. And he conceded to play guard. I'm looking for a cradle if I can get my hands connected, but he leg presses and won't let me connect my hands. Regardless, I just wanted to be able to flatten him out with the cradle. So even though my hands weren't connected, I was able to flatten him to side control. So now coming up on kimura grip, I believe this is when I get into legs kimura. So I have to push down his leg to be able to step over. He's grabbing my leg, and yeah, it was just super ungraceful step over, but we got into the position, and immediately he sits me back. Once their arm is in here trapped like this, it's another position where you just got to keep following. His arm's super trapped. I have two legs against his one arm. You're going to find legs kimura there, and he said the pressure was really on his wrist and hand. If they don't tap because of that, it's going to pop out at some point into a traditional arm behind the back type of kimura, but you're doing it with your legs. Again, playing guard, staying connected, a couple points of connection, looking for grip upgrades, looking to strip his control, keep him off balanced. I really dig this shallow De La Hiva hook because for exactly that reason I can switch it into lassos quickly, so you don't have to like sell out on the deep De La Hiva hook. So that was a scissor sweep attempt into loop choke, but he blocked it immediately. So I opted to go for the back since his hands were occupied. So just looking for openings here, I was able to expose his other arm on the other side, which is fun to do sometimes. Sometimes you're attacking the near side on the turtle and they don't think about that their other arm could be exposed. You just need a little bit of space under the elbows, between the elbow and the body, to get in on arm bars, and all sorts of good stuff can happen. I was attacking it there. I feel he could push my foot down and kind of scoop past me the other way, like knee over his right knee over my leg here and start to come around. But I did have his hand disconnected, and I was keeping it tense to hopefully prevent that from happening. And oh yes, the cool helicopter choke right here. Check out the background. The fun things you see when you're reviewing sparring footage. It's a classic Mendez Brothers choke. I don't know where I haven't seen that anywhere else. That's badass. So just playing some lapel De La Hiva, lapel reverse De La Hiva. I tried to lever sweep him, knee lever. He sat to guard and pulled us into a leg entanglement. I'm happy to trade footsies with anybody. Working on a straight footlock here. So the pressure comes on and he goes and builds up, goes to the hands, separates my grip. So I keep the footlock grip when this happens and start to fight his grips off with my feet, with my hand, until I can reconnect. And the whole time so my right hand's solo right now on the footlock grip. Whole time I'm working that grip up a little higher, a little tighter, making sure I'm controlling his foot until I get a chance to reconnect my hands, because the higher you get your footlock, generally the stronger the finish is going to be. I think I have it on here. It's just a matter of getting my hips into the finish. I wish I had that angle. Could see what was going on. He tapped. Just loose passing here. I just goof around sometimes with standing up and controlling grips and seeing what happens. That's what happened here. So I was able to pressure a knee slice. I'm tired today. And flattening him out. Looking for head and arm control or kimura control. Pinning his arm here. That was a post from John Donner the other day. If you can pin their other arm, their other extremity, you can attack the other side. This is positional rounds from collar sleeve with Joseph, and he's just trying to work his legs into his passing, not be so arm centric. So you can see he's putting pressure on me with his right leg, forces me out of the posted on the hip style collar sleeve. I switched over to De La Riva, which I start to gain angle on towards his back here, and just switching off grips, working into a baby bolo crab ride situation and take him backwards. So that was a sweep that ended up in a leg drag, I think. Right back to it. Just trying to keep tension in the position, pushing him off with my right leg. And collar sleeve, that you're gonna have a free floating leg that's useful as like a pummeler or pushing them away. See, I'm making space here with, on his elbow so I can attack omoplata. Now just looking for a finish, keeping that collar so I can stay heavy on him, keep his posture broken down. I don't know what I'm doing here. Sometimes I invert for no fucking reason. I guess I could try to sweep him here. Cool. Inverting for no reason. This is the purple belt way. Some more collar sleeve. I think this is the last part of the round. So when he's based really close like that, hunching over, leaning into the guard, it's going to be pretty easy to start working upper body attacks, which looks like I'm working on an omoplata or a triangle here. Yeah, that arm's very exposed here. I think I have a triangle partially locked, loose locked. He ducks his head out, which lets me go omoplata, and finish the omoplata armbar here. That is it. Thank you for watching, none of you. I'm just going to keep yelling into the void until people find this channel, and if you do, please drop a like, subscribe, let me know what else you want to see, and I'll talk to you later.